question that it wanted me to answer, because everybody chooses a card and then you answer the question to everybody, and I thought it would be like exciting or something, or so I picked this card and it came to me, and I'm like, okay. And the card was actually, what is one of the memories you have from your childhood? One of the like most memorable memories. And I was thinking, and I was like, okay, well, one of my memories, I don't even remember what I said at this point, because I didn't know what to say at the time. Oh yeah, it was that I'd go to this fair every year and go to a family reunions and things like that. And there was this fair called Oaks Park Amusement Park, and every summer we'd go there, and we would have like family reunions, because his my dad's, not his, but my dad's company, his union would have a company union picnic, so we would just invite the whole family, so everybody got in free to this amusement park. And then I remembered, like, you know, the creamsicle cones or ice popsicles and the fudge popsicles. We just like would eat thousands of those or whatever. Probably not really thousands, but you know. So anyway, but that's not really the memory. That's one memory I have and I'll always remember, which I appreciate it, because I remember my grandparents, and I just found out really cool things about my grandparents that I didn't even know. I didn't know that they had like a actual album out, and all this other stuff, and which is pretty cool, but that's still not what I'm trying to get at. So what I'm trying to get at is, like, when I was a kid, things I actually did myself, not what with my family, that I actually went out and did things. Like, when I was a kid, I did a paper route. That was one thing I did on my bike, just for the Washingtonian or something like that. Just a Washington. I lived up in Washington at the time. And another thing is I remember walking home from my friend's house, and this was in Des Moines, Washington. I was walking, oh no, it was in Federal Way, Washington, excuse me, it was in Federal Way, Washington. I was walking home from my friend's house, and I passed this church, and I'm like, that looks interesting. My family is not, like, super religious. The closest religious, like, influence I had in my family was my dad's wife and my step-family, so they were Mormon, and so I remember going to church a couple times with them, but it wasn't, like, because my mom's not religious. My dad, I don't know, he probably went a few times. I don't remember my dad going. And my mom and my stepdad were not religious at all, and they just, turned away from it completely. So I wasn't really raised very religious, but I did go to a Mormon church a couple times, but I don't remember if I was baptized as Mormon or not. But so anyway, back to when I was a kid and walking past the church, and I was like, that would be interesting to go there one time. And so I looked up the services, and then I started going and walking about a mile or two to a church every Sunday by myself. When I was a kid, I was like 9 years old, and I would get up every Sunday and go walk to church, and I even got baptized, and I even, like, I did all this stuff by myself without my family, and I had a lot of fun, and I started doing Awanas and things like that, which was a kid program on like Tuesday or Thursday night or whatever, and we just have a lot of fun and stuff like that. But like, I even did Bible camp, like, for weeks at a time, just, away. My family, they didn't care what I did. They didn't care that I was leaving every morning, walking to church alone, things like that. I don't know why. My mom, she wouldn't go with me. I would try to get my sister to go with me, but she didn't like to go anywhere or do anything, so it was just me. I just did all that stuff. So then we moved away from there, and I didn't really, I had a good time. But I remember sitting in church too, like, trying to memorize things, and there are some things that I do remember, but a lot of it just, like, I tried to memorize it and remember it and, you know, study it, but I just couldn't, like, it just couldn't latch on to me, even though I would go by myself. Maybe it was because I didn't have anybody else, like, in my family, and it was kind of depressing or whatever because nobody else would go with me, and I was just trying so hard to do something good. I'm just like, why is my family not going to this? These people are such good people. And I just didn't understand that. So so we moved to Des Moines, Washington, and I don't remember if I went to church, but I remember going down to the marina, and there was these people playing with a dunk tank, and I'm like, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. And I asked them, and this was probably like 2 or 3 years after that, and I asked them, and I said, hey, how can I be a part of this? And that day, I remember walking down the road, and I was with my sister. We were walking to the marina together, and I was just thinking, this is a really good day today. I really remember thinking that. I remember looking at the bushes and just like, it was a very nice day. It was summertime, and I'm just like looking at everything. And so we see those people, and I was like, I wonder if I could be a part of that dunk tank. I mean, they were all girls and, you know, some female adults, and I was like, okay. So I went up and asked, and I asked them, and they're like, well, maybe tomorrow if you come back, you can be a part of this. And I was like, well, okay. So then I come back the next day without my sister, and I asked them again, and they're like, okay. And I said, well, what is this? Is this a church or something? And they said, no, it's not a church. So, like, okay, well, what is this? And they told me, and they said it was Job's Daughters. And I'm like, well, what is that? They're like, well, it's hard, you know, I don't remember what they said, but they invited me to go there or do their thing, or invited me to their thing. I don't even know what to call it. And so now I'm into this other thing, right? And it's not a church. I don't know. The only thing I know, I mean, okay, so we would go, I remember going at night, and then we would put on these white robes, and then tie this little thing around your waist, and then there would be like, we'd go in this room, and there's these chairs, and there's this book you had to study, and you have to walk a specific way. You cannot put your back towards the front person. It was a part of, from my understanding, you have to be, to get into something like that, you have to be a Freemason, a Grand Freemason's child or daughter, or related to a Grand Freemason. I'm like, my family is not even into Freemasonry. How the hell did I get into this thing? So I did that for a little while, and then I ended up getting in trouble with my parents, and they kicked me out, and then, well, I ran away because I didn't, like, agree with my parents, and I don't think anybody should really run away, but, unless they're going through, never mind, I just erase that from my mind. So, yeah, so I guess I got into this little Job's Daughter Freemasonry thing when I was a kid, too. So that brings me to, like, getting into things. So I guess what I'm saying, a lot of people, they don't know, you know, really, and I really think that's kind of cool that I got into things that, like, my family never was a part of, or, you know, taking different steps and leaps and just being curious, I guess, and that's really important. Being curious and taking an action onto actually being a part of something is really important. So right now, I am doing a couple things. Right now, I am doing I'm trying really hard to work from home. I have a pretty decent job. Like right now, I'm in the middle of doing a job, but it's just my Saturday job. I just drive somewhere, pick up something, drop it off 6 times, and then that's it, and then I get paid. Super easy. But I'm barely getting, I'm just starting, and of course right now, so every time, it seems like every time I get into something happens, like, but I realize I have to think positive, or if I don't, shit happens, and I don't want shit to happen. This mind is very powerful. So when I first got in, I was like, okay, so this is gonna be cool, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we have to get the Better Business Bureau rating, so now it's kind of on hold, but not, because they're like redoing a bunch of stuff, adding in new stuff, and getting approval from the Better Business Bureau. So there's that, and I'm super excited for that. A lot of people think it's a scam, and I really truly don't, and we will freaking see. I better not be. And this other thing, I'm having a hard time with myself, like getting over some things, but I'm working with somebody who is building something pretty cool and badass, and I'm sure everybody knows who that is. Whether or not you believe in the stuff that I believe in, or he believes in, or anybody believes in, it's I see a good in it. So anyway, I like to get into stuff. I don't intentionally cause trouble. If I am, I'm not meaning to. But yeah, that is what I'm doing, and I'm really excited. Like I'm excited to be able to build something from home, first of all, and I don't mind learning, of course, the online stuff, and I really enjoy it. I took a huge ass break from it because I just felt, I know I learned a lot, but I felt super drained and overwhelmed, and I realized I needed to take care of other parts of my life, and I am, and I have been, and I feel like I'm alone most of the time, which I am. So that's about all. I'm waiting for the Better Business Bureau thing to go through, and so I can move forward with this other business. I am still doing stuff with it online, but I'm not doing a lot because they're adding new products, and they're making new PDFs and things like that, so it's kind of confusing. I don't really want to mail off something that's going to be not 100% accurate. But I didn't make this video live because I haven't done a video forever, and I'm a chicken shit, so I should probably just do a live video sometime and get back into doing live videos, which I never really did live videos anyways. They're all pre-recorded, and then I quit doing the internet thing, basically, not internet thing, but marketing online. Okay, well, that's all I am going to say, and hopefully, okay, so if you want to check out what I have so far with my online thing, go to manifestedmoney.biz, and then just, I still am trying to debate on the lead capture page thing, but I'm just building that, and then I have other domain names that goes with Manifested Money, but I haven't really put them to use. I think I put one of them to use, but not both of the new ones. And then of course I could do, the other link thing. Anyway, I know what I mean. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I've been studying, back into learning about Russell Brunson stuff, which I